Hi everyone, in this video I want to talk about why I am against immigrants having kids. I think that in my videos I have made it very clear that I am against people having children under any circumstance without exception. But there are situations in which I am even more against it, and this is one of them. I want to clarify that I am not necessarily against immigrants or refugees, but I don't think that any immigrant of any nationality should have kids in a country that is not his own. However, in this video I am going to talk about immigrants in the United States because this is where I live, and I will be directing my message mainly to Mexicans because that is my race. But if this applies to you, your people, or your country, then it goes for you too. And as always, this is just my personal opinion, and if I say something and the shoe doesn't fit, don't wear it. So let's begin. Since I am going to mention these three things several times, I want to explain what they are for those of you that are not familiar with them. First, that for Mexicans and perhaps for other Hispanics as well, the term gringo just means white person specifically from the United States. Second, that high school comprises the grades 9 through 12, which are the ages 14 to 19 more or less. And third, that foster care is a program where the government removes legal or illegal children from their legal or illegal parents because of abuse, negligence, or because the parents have been incarcerated or deported, etc. And if they could not find a relative that was fit to take care of the child, then they are placed with a person or family chosen by the government to take care of the child until the issue with the parents is resolved or until the child turns 18 or 21, depending on the state you live in, and they can now be on their own. The people that take care of them get paid between $400 to $1,000 a month, depending on the state you live in and on the needs of the child. And even though many people treat them well and are loving and kind, others seem to just do it for the money and they neglect the children or even abuse them. Each year, more than 400,000 children are in foster care and around 100,000 of them are eligible for adoption. I recommend that you watch videos or documentaries on this subject, and I will leave a few links in the description box. So I came to the United States at the age of 2 and lived in LA, California. Fortunately, my mom and I were here legally, but we knew many people who weren't. And I grew up hearing about raids where the immigration agents would go into factories, stores, etc., and they would throw a bunch of people in a van and send them back to their country. And I remember being terrified, and I would think, why do people come here and have kids knowing that in any moment they can be kicked out and they might never be able to get back in and they are going to leave their children behind? What would make anyone take such a huge and horrible risk? I remember that many times they would deport the husband or the wife, and these already had 1 or 2 children, so they were now waiting to save money, or they would ask people to lend them money to pay someone to cross them over again. And once they were here, after a while, it seemed like everything would go back to normal, quote unquote, and boom, another kid. And I was like, I don't understand this. Why doesn't anyone say anything to them? Or don't they see what I see? This made no sense to me. And very quickly I understood that not because you can or want to have kids means that you should. The thing is that if you're here illegally, that means that you don't have the same rights, advantages, protection, or benefits as a resident or citizen. And on top of that, you are committing a crime or misdemeanor for being here without permission, knowing that in any moment they have the right to throw you out. But it seems like this doesn't bother you one bit, and you are not concerned about putting your kids in danger if this happens. Or is your selfishness, ignorance, or indoctrination above their well-being? I understand that for whatever reasons your parents had you, perhaps because they didn't have access to a legal abortion, and you are now in this world and you need to support yourself or help your family. And if you couldn't do it in Mexico or your own country, you felt the need to come here to work. I totally get that. But this tells me that if your parents didn't have the means to take care of you, or if they knew that their financial situation was very bad, or if they were unable to provide for your education or for your future, then why did they have you? This is another reason why abortion should be legal in all of Mexico, Latin America, and the whole world. But okay, you are here, you have a job, a place to live, a car, etc. And you have every right to live with someone or get married because that person already exists just like you. But for you to say, I'm going to marry an illegal immigrant, someone just like me, and I'm going to have a kid, or 4, and since my children will be U.S. citizens, I'll get the government to help me, because you know it doesn't want your kids to starve to death. But on top of that, you are in a country where you can get a legal abortion and you won't go to jail if you do, because you don't need to be a legal resident. You just need to pay for it, that's all. But no! Since most of these people are Christians, they think,
oh no, abortion is a sin, and besides, children are a blessing from God.
So you start having all these kids because the people that are already here, instead of telling you, don't have kids because it's too expensive and too risky, they encourage you and show you everything you can do to get assistance. They know every program and every trick. They tell you to register as a single mom when you're not. And many lie in order to receive milk, health insurance, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I ask you, if you didn't have the money to take care of a child, then why the hell did you have him? What is wrong with you? Explain to me why others need to pay for your irresponsible obsession to have kids willy-fucking-nilly. But even if you were the one supporting those children, that doesn't mean you should have them because nothing guarantees that you will be here tomorrow to take care of them. And I ask that you please let go of the ridiculous notion that breeding is synonymous of blessing. I imagine that because many believe that having kids is a right, then they think that others have the obligation to help them. Absolutely not. If I don't have the money for a Bentley, I don't get one, because owning a Bentley is not a right, it's a want. So I am not going to take out a car that I don't need and then expect others to pay for it. The same applies to having children. Many Mexicans have the mentality,
well, if you end up pregnant, sweetie, just have the baby because they all come with the sandwich under their arm and just pray that God will provide because after all, if you can feed 2, then you can feed 3.
And thanks to stupid beliefs like these is that we're in the mess we're in. And as Inmendum has said many times, one way to change the situation is by not rewarding bad behavior. And I totally agree. Perhaps we can limit or adjust the amount or type of help they receive so that they can think twice before bringing children into this world that they can't afford. This way they will not have an incentive to keep breeding. And instead, I would be okay with providing sex education, free contraception, sterilization, and abortion, or at least show them that they can have access to one even if they pay for it. And I wouldn't mind some of my tax money going to programs that teach them English and how to live in a first world country in case they don't know how to. Now I am going to talk about ICE. And ever since this started, many people have been upset and protesting because the government is separating families. But I wonder how many of them are criticizing the real wrongdoers. You know, the ones that put them in that situation to begin with. I'm not saying that what ICE is doing is not horrendous, because it is. And I feel bad for the children, not for the parents, because they knew what they were doing. They knew that this was a great possibility, and they still took that risk. So now you can save the drama, the complaints, and the tears, and you can stop feeling like the victim here, because you're not. And I'm sure that many of these parents are saying,
oh no, look at what the government is doing. It is so horrible.
Because it's easier to put the blame on others than to take responsibility for your actions. And I know that many are going to call me cruel, selfish, racist, classist, hypocrite that discriminates against the poor, blah, blah, blah. And let me make it very clear that I am not criticizing you for being poor, ignorant, or immigrant. Not at all. I am criticizing what you do, not what you are. And my point is that if you have enough intelligence to learn to use the system in order to take advantage of it, then that means you have enough intelligence to understand that you shouldn't be doing it. For me, this is very simple. If in the whole world people had access to sex education, free contraception, and legal abortion, many women would not be having children that they don't want and that they can't afford. And where their kids have to come here or go to any other country looking for a better life, quote unquote, where they will then have kids that they cannot take care of or support. So many are now going to live at the expense of others, and I find it abominable that they are teaching their children to do the same, because these people are not satisfied with the hand that this country is lending them, but they also want the foot. I know that many Mexicans see this country as a winning lottery ticket for them and their kids, and it embarrasses me that this is the case. I wish I had the power to stop it, and this video is an attempt to do my part. So to those that spend so much time looking for ways to get the most benefit out of the system in order for you to keep breeding left and right, you should instead try to figure out what are the probabilities of you getting deported and leaving your kids behind. Research how much it costs to raise a child. What amount of money is needed for prenatal care, lab tests, medical insurance, vaccines, medications, hospital visits, etc.? And how much money is spent on milk, diapers, wipes, clothes, crib, changing table, stroller, bibs, bottles, pacifiers, sheets, blankets, soaps, walker, bouncer, swing, high chair, toys, gadgets, car seat, utilities, lunches, housing, childcare, transportation, tuitions, or if they need glasses, braces, therapies, tutors, or any kind of specialists, etc., etc., etc. Why don't you look up how much money you will be taking from hardworking people unnecessarily by applying to all of these government programs? And speaking of unnecessary expenses, I found out that giving birth costs between $4,000 to $30,000 more or less, depending on whether it was vaginal or C-section. And if things got complicated with the woman or the child, this can end up in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And who do you think is going to pay for this? Since many of these people don't have insurance, perhaps part of it will be covered by them, but the rest will be paid with our taxes. I know women that have not paid a penny for prenatal care, childbirth, and their kids' medical services, and I don't think this is fair. Not just because this is abusive, but because many of these women are giving birth to future criminals or abusers of the system themselves. I understand that many of us at any point in our lives might need assistance, and that is what the government is there for, to help us. But it's one thing to receive assistance for your needs, and it's another thing to expect others to pay for your wants. This is what I am against, because breeding is a want, not a need. And it's not just that many of you have kids that you can't support, but you also don't know how to raise. And if you're unable to raise them properly, this means that they will very likely be a burden or a menace to society. So others will pay the price of your ineptitude. Which takes me to another point. I know that many of you don't receive help from the government and you work 1 or 2 jobs to support yourself. So you are here illegally, you're not educated, you haven't learned English out of ignorance or because you don't have time. And on top of that, you start having kids because you think it's your right to have children, that it's your right. No, it is neither a right nor an obligation. Having kids is an option and you can choose to not have them. But because you think that this is your God's will and that you always dreamed of having a big family, etc., etc., this forces you to work even more in order to support them. And the thing is that the more jobs you have, the less time you can spend with them. And what is the result? That we have children raising themselves, or perhaps by a teenager, with little to no attention, love, manners, guidance, discipline, values, etc. But even if you did know how to raise them, you're not there to do it. So they might end up in gangs because they are looking for the company or family environment that they lack at home. Or perhaps they are going around stealing, spraying graffiti all over town, destroying people's properties, etc. And where are the parents? Working extra shifts because they were so frickin' desperate to pop out them kids. Because to them, all that matters is that they're born, and let's just hope that God helps us and just pray to the Virgin Mary and keep lighting candles to Archangel Michael so that nothing bad happens to them. And then they wonder why their kids are drug addicts, drug dealers, criminals, dropped out of high school, or at 15 got their 14-year-old girlfriend pregnant. And since most of these people don't believe in abortion, they expect them to have the fruit of their loins and eventually get married because that is the Mexican way. This is why we have children having children. And since most of them don't have a job, they will very likely apply for government assistance programs like CHIP, WIC, WAP, SNAP, TANF, SSI, CCAP, LIHEAP, Head Start, Medicaid, etc. And if they're not living off the government, they might have to work at McDonald's or Walmart because their education can't really get them anything better. And the vicious cycle continues generation after generation. Now let's look at some statistics. In November 2019, AmericanImmigrationCouncil.org wrote in an article that of 4.1 million children, at least one of their parents is undocumented. And approximately 500,000 of children born in the U.S. in a period of 2 years from 2011 to 2013 went through the experience of detention and deportation of at least one of their parents. I want to clarify that these 2 statistics include all undocumented people from all nationalities. In 2018, KidsCount.org showed that 21% of children in foster care were Hispanic, giving a total of 90,688 kids, costing around $36 million each month to support them. According to the CDC, 44% of gang members are Hispanic, 23% of those incarcerated are Hispanic, 10% of Latinos don't finish high school compared to 5% of whites. Data from CBPP.org states that in 2016, $16 billion went to Latino households through SNAP, In 2015 in Texas, 5.9% of whites received food stamps compared to 20.3% of Hispanics. It was quite upsetting but not surprising to find out that Hispanics have the highest percentage of gang members, that we have higher poverty rates than the overall U.S. population at every age, that for decades we have had the highest percentage of high school dropouts, that we are in second place of teenage pregnancies, that we have second place in birth rates at a national level, but in some states like California, Texas, and New Mexico, we are number one. This is what happens when you have a culture that, for the most part, gives very little value to education and progress, but gives great value to religious beliefs and reproduction. I am very aware that many immigrants come here to work with the intention of improving their lives, or to save money and go back to their country, or to help their loved ones. But the problem starts when these begin to reproduce, because it's usually their kids that go off the rails and cause problems. And instead of telling them to stop, most people will praise and congratulate them because society keeps seeing maternity as a frickin' miracle, and they will criticize anyone who disagrees with them. Ever since I was a child, I realized that a person had to be very selfish to have kids, knowing that they don't have a steady job, safe or proper living conditions, or any type of stability. I now know that religious indoctrination has great influence over many of them because religion wants to keep you reproducing at all costs. And they don't care if you have to work 3 jobs and are living in someone's garage or basement, sleeping in one room with your wife, your son, your 2 daughters, and your dog. But I'm not surprised at them. I'm surprised at you for listening to them. And this is related to what I said in my Spanish video, why gringos don't like us. I hope to make the English version soon. That a lot of people that come here have a very low level of education, they don't have good manners, they're very ignorant and sloppy. All you have to do is go to Mexican neighborhoods to see how they live. There's a bunch of trash on the streets, 3 cars outside that belong in the junkyard, and their homes are filthy and destroyed. There's no such thing as going to a Mexican neighborhood where most of the homes are taken care of, the gardens are nicely kept, the streets are clean, and their kids are well behaved when they go to the supermarket, the shopping mall, the restaurants, the beauty salons, the parks, or other people's homes, and that they are not throwing food on the floor, breaking shit, ripping magazines, crying, screaming, hitting other kids, acting like little monsters, and their parents not saying anything but getting offended if anyone does. And then they have the nerve to say,
"Why don't gringos like us? They're so racist, so discriminative."
Whose fault is it? It's not the gringos' fault. It's yours. The least you can do is have the balls to recognize and admit your mistakes, but more importantly, to change your attitude and your behavior. And before someone starts attacking me, I will say that yes, there are many wonderful Mexicans that are good-hearted people, loving, kind, generous, hardworking, honest, punctual, responsible, clean, educated, intelligent, successful, that are not taking advantage of others and that are living exemplary lives. Of course, there are many of these Mexicans, but a great number of them don't fit in this category, and that is the truth. I love my people very much, and that is why I'm doing this, regardless of how it makes them feel or how offended they get, because this needs to be said. And I want to make it clear that my intention is not to plant seeds of hatred against Hispanics. And even though I have never heard another Latin person speak about this ever, I would imagine that I'm not the only one that feels this way. And I believe that Mexicans and many others need to get their frickin' act together and cut the crap. And instead of having 4 jobs to support your 6 kids, go to school and learn English. Clean and take care of the house you live in. Pay your taxes. Help your community. You want to know why? Because maybe then the gringos are going to say, OMG, these people are so warm-hearted and wonderful. They are enriching our culture. They are helping us become bigger and better in every way. They have brought us great food, music, comedy, traditions, fashion, and art. And their neighborhoods are among the best in the country. When is a white person going to say that? I've never been able to say that in all the years that I have lived here, and I don't think it's going to happen soon either. Why? Because many Mexicans don't give a shit. Many act like wild animals who don't know what the hell is going on, who don't know how to live in a civilized society. They have little to no respect for rules, laws, boundaries, or consideration of others. And the funny thing is that when it comes to breeding, many Mexicans have this crazy idea that part of the United States still belongs to them, and this is why they feel they have every right to be here and to have all the kids they want. But when it comes to taking care of it, then they say that this is not their country, and that's why they treat it like a frickin' garbage can. How ridiculous! I say this because I imagine that if Mexico was a developed country, or even without being so, I don't think you would like immigrants to come in and mess up the economy, increase crime, destroy the homes that you rent to them, live off the taxes that you pay, and we're receiving all kinds of government assistance for them and their kids. I highly doubt that you would greet them with open arms, and you would instead see them as an ungrateful plague if they did this. Well, I know that many people here feel this way about us. In Jalisco, Mexico, there is a small town called Ajijic where many retired Americans built their homes. And when you drove through their neighborhoods, it's almost like you were here in the States because they were so clean, beautiful, and well kept. And every single American that I ever met who lived in Mexico were honest, hardworking, clean, outstanding members of society. They loved Mexico and it showed. These people were better citizens than us. To someone like that, I would joyfully welcome them, but not to a bunch of people that are going to increase or perpetuate ignorance, poverty, crime, chaos, and violence. I've always gotten the impression that Mexicans in particular feel entitled to being here. They think that Americans should put up with all their ignorance and nonsense, and that gringos are obligated to help them because they are better off and they expect them to bend over backwards for them. They think they have the right to breed like rabbits and they get offended if anyone criticizes them. I am aware that there are many racists and that they hate us no matter what. But many Americans dislike us and have every right to do so because we have earned every bit of it. However, if Americans were doing to us and our country what we have done to them and theirs, I doubt that we would be as gracious as they have been with us. I am aware that many Hispanics have contributed good things to this nation, and I applaud them for that. But the problem is with those that take more than what they give. And I'm asking you to know your place. Nobody owes you anything. And if you are going to come to this country, then try to leave it better than it was before, not worse. But if you want to continue believing that you can do whatever the hell you want, and you must reproduce without caring about the consequences or the circumstances in which your children are going to live in, or the dangers that you are going to expose them to, or the great price that many will have to pay because of your selfishness or ignorance, then go ahead, breed. But don't come crying and complaining when they put you in jail or they deport you. Don't get upset, insulted, or offended when the government takes your kids away from you. Don't act like someone has done you wrong, because if you chose to give birth, then that means that you put your kids in that situation, no one else. Or did you think, like hundreds of thousands of others, that's not going to happen to me, or I hope to God that never happens to me? But you are not special. You are not exempt from these types of tragedies. And when they come knocking at your door, it's not the fault of the government or the devil or bad luck. It is your fault for bringing kids into this world, knowing very well that you shouldn't have had them. Okay, everyone, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.